In the world of applicant and lead qualification, where typically applicants and leads need to submit an application form first and then go through a phone screening and finally qualify to an in-person meeting or another virtual meeting, then there's a lot to be sought after and there's a lot of automation and efficiency that can be added to these processes. My name's Luca. I'm a co-founder here at Accelerator AI, and I wanted to show you a demo of an AI agent that we built that can actually take an applicant's application form submission, qualify that based on certain criteria to then use as a filter to decide whether it's going to call that person or not, and then actually administer a real life phone screening interview and then give an evaluation score on that to then pass on to the next person to decide if whether that would be a good applicant or lead to continue within the sales pipeline or the qualification process. And this can be applied to your actual CRMs and lead management systems or applicant management systems. And you can think of this as something that you could use for employee interviews, applicant interviews in real estate leasing, real estate brokerages, etc. In this case, our demo is positioned for a real estate leasing company. Okay, so I'm excited and let's jump into the demo. So we have our simple real estate application form here that we're hosting on Google Forms. I've already pre-filled most of my information. As you can see, we're asking for typical questions that would be in a leasing rental application form, such as name, contact information. We're gonna need the phone number specifically because that's what we're gonna be using to call the lead if we judge that they are qualified. And if I scroll down here, we're going to see that we have the credit score. So the way we instructed this solution to work is that if the credit score is above 700, it's going to call them. Of course, these criteria are adjustable based on whatever your process is and what your benchmarks for qualification are. Then if we keep scrolling down, the second criteria that we asked is that income needed to be above a certain amount. So I've plugged in 100,000 here, and that should be good enough to actually get the agent to call us. And then since this is a leasing application form, we're going to pick the property that we're interested in renting. And so let's just pick 61 Emily Street, and the agent will actually be using that property to introduce itself so that we know what it's talking about and it'll remind us the price of what that property cost for renting. So I'm going to click submit here. And then after that, the agent's going to be able to call me. Okay, so we got a call right here.
Hi, Luca Bucilli. This is Jessica from Sartell Rental. I've seen that you submitted our rental application. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, Jessica. How can I help you?
Great to hear, Luca. I just wanted to ask a few questions about your application. Are you still interested in renting 61 Emily Street, Upper Unit, Belleville for $2,150?
Yes, I am.
Wonderful. Can you please tell me your preferred move-in date?
I was thinking probably near the beginning of next month.
Got it. Are you aware that you need to pay the first and last month's rent in order to secure the property?
I am, yes.
Perfect. Do you have any pets, and if so, what kind?
I have a unicorn. Would that be an issue?
Ha ha ha, that's a good one. But seriously, do you have any pets?
I have a frog, but it's in a container. So is that going to be an issue for the landlord?
A frog in a container shouldn't be an issue. Lastly, do you or anyone living with you smoke?
No.
Great, thank you for your answers. I'll pass this information to the manager and they will reach out to you soon. Have a great day.
Perfect, thanks. And there you have it. As you can see, so the agent called us because we met the benchmark criteria on the credit score and the income statement, and then it walked us through its qualification path. Now, if we deploy this for any of our clients, they get to choose what are the questions the agent's going to ask based on what criteria they need. And then depending on the answers the applicant might give to the agent, then they can structure additional automations to trigger certain actions or follow-up questions depending on the answers that the applicant gave. And so this is going to allow any brokerage, any type of real estate leasing agency or property management firm to save on a lot of time before actually taking the time to show an applicant a home that otherwise might have not been very well qualified in the beginning. So as you can see here, as an example database, we plug this into a live Google Sheet that gets updated after every call. But in reality, we would actually connect it to any of your CRMs or lead applicant systems. So if you could be using HubSpot, Salesforce, and so on, it's all possible. But as you can see, we have a few variables here. So there's summary, interest, move-in date, payment, pets, smoking. And so first, it summarizes the general conversation, and it says Jessica from Sartell Rental called Luca, talked about the application for 61 Emily, confirmed that interest in the property, discussed the move-in date, payment requirements, etc. And Jessica informed Luca that the manager would contact him based on the information. And now we see interest, so I confirmed that I was still interested in the property. I said I'd be interested in moving in at the beginning of next month. I was aware that I needed first and last month's rent to secure the property. I first spoke about a unicorn, which is, of course, a mythical creature. Our agent was intelligent enough to know that that was not a proper response, and so it did not actually record it as a response, but then it recorded that I said I had a frog in a container. And smoking, I said no. And the entire transcript is also here as well, if someone would like to go through the entire conversation to pick out any details and refer to it for their actual following up of an in-person meeting. Okay, so as you can see here, we are on our own platform's login page. I've made myself an account as if I was a customer, and now we're going to sign in. I've connected the agent to the actual account. So we can see we have the Sartell rental agent here, and if I go into it, it'll show me the conversation. It shows that it has the recording. If I want to go into analytics right here on the left-hand side, I see that it processed one inbound call. Total conversations was 1. There was an average of 23 interactions throughout that call of back and forth. And we can see that total conversations here was 1 at around 11 o'clock in the morning, and the time retention was around 10 seconds. And so there's a few different kind of statistical metrics we have here for you to actually be tracking the usage of the agent. And this is where you as a user would be actually going in to see the agent or different agents you have deployed and how they're doing and how many conversations or calls they're having per day, what's the average interaction length, and then you could actually find the key information from each conversation in your own database that we would then connect. All right, so there you have it. So if you're a business who needs to qualify people, interview people, for whatever the case is, if you have people filling out surveys and then you need to follow up with them with calls, if you're spending a lot of money on training and attrition for the people that are actually working in these processes, or if those people are actually needing to manage many other tasks in their job description, then AI agents is a way to reduce your cost and actually take that workload off of them so they can be focusing on what matters. And they are there to support and qualify your leads to drive a much stronger pipeline of pre-warm leads and at the same time in greater volumes for you, as well as capturing leads and qualifying them while you sleep at all hours of the day. And so making sure that you never miss an opportunity to qualify and move through with a candidate or an applicant or a potential customer. At Accelerate AI, we build AI solutions like this one for our customers to help them automate tedious tasks and drive more qualified leads. And so if you're a sales team or a sales organization interested in seeing how AI solutions can help lower your cost and drive more qualified leads through your pipeline while saving you time, then please reach out to us and we're happy to have a chat.